This week on Country Music Junkies, we have a new artist to introduce you to. I'm so pleased to be joined by Nova Scotia native TJ King on the phone. TJ, thanks so much for joining us.
No, thank you for having me.
Now, I want to go back to kind of the beginning for you, as I understand that you are a songwriter, a singer, and a guitarist, which is awesome. When did you decide that, you know what, I want to make country music my focus?
Well, I started a cover band in my late teens. I was around 19 years old. I started a band out of my garage, and we started playing backyards and, you know, the odd party here and there, and then we played our first bar show. And you know, I think it was really when I started writing my own music. I mean, I loved the performance side of it, playing in a cover band. But then when I started writing my own music and receiving response from it, receiving feedback, that's what really kickstarted my career as an original artist.
That's very cool. Now, when you started writing, what sort of vibe to your music and what sort of stories did you find yourself coming up with?
A lot of it came from personal experiences. I mean, country music, a lot of it involves a girl, and a lot of my life involved a girl, and I have a 5-year-old daughter, so I mean, I take a lot of influence from past relationships and just, you know, raising my daughter and stuff like that.
Right. That's very cool. Now, in terms of your style of music and your sound, how would you describe that to someone who hasn't heard your music before?
Well, I mean, it's, I like to call it modern organic country rock.
Okay, all right. Do you want to expand on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not, it has influences from traditional music because I grew up on traditional music, but I'm only 25 years old, and I always say that I went through every single musical phase you could possibly imagine, from rap to rock to, you know, traditional country, but traditional country was always the root of my growing up and being a kid, so I kind of pull from all those influences and put it all into one basket, you know?
Awesome. Are there any particular artists that stand out as major influences in your music?
Well, from country music, I mean, guys like Johnny Cash, George Jones, the 90s, you know, Tracy Lawrence and Mark Chestnut, those guys really shaped, you know, who I am and how I want to say, what I want to say in my music. And then there was always, like, I was a huge fan of Metallica, believe it or not.
Okay, that's
so,
awesome.
Like, a lot of those, you know, heavy rock bands, my first concert was a Motley Crue concert.
Wow.
So, you know, I kind of went all over the map, and I mean, you know, you just pull influences from a little bit of everywhere, but I enjoy all types of music. I was a big fan of old school hip hop as well, you know, Tupac and Biggie and Public Enemy and all those groups.
That is crazy. Well, that's very cool. So all of those sort of influences have come to shape your music, which is great. Now, your album Feels Right. Can you tell us how that came to be and also what fans can expect to hear from it?
Well, first of all, I teamed up with my team at FMP Matrix here in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Mm-hmm.
And with the help of them and the recording studio that we have built in-house, Studio FMP, they've produced a lot of great East Coast artists and some from around the world as well. So I had a great basis to start. And then I had a lot of songs that were kind of in my back pocket that I had wrote. And then I started targeting country market, like the new country market, new radio. And I wanted to really target that kind of fan base. So I started, like I said, pulling from influences from hip-hop to rock to country and putting it all in one thing. And basically fans can expect a thrill ride on that album. It jumps all over the place. And, you know, I like to think that no song is really the same and no story is really the same. And all of it comes from my personal experiences. So, I mean, they're getting the real thing. They're not getting a cookie-cutter type of album that you would typically see from a new country artist.
Absolutely. Now, are there any songs off that album that really stand out for you or really have special meaning?
One of the ballads on the album called "When It's Not." It's a love story gone wrong. It's about a past relationship. I won't lie. I won't say any names, obviously, but
of course,
it's about a love story that, you know, like, everybody talks about how great love is and how great it can be, but sometimes you got to talk about when it's not. You know.
Absolutely. Well, that's very cool. Okay. That's great. Well, fans, if you want to check that out, you can go to tjkingmusic.com and check him out there. Now, TJ, I want to talk a little bit about you being a CCMA finalist as part of their Discovery program. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, the CCMA had built a program, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago called Discovery. And it's basically shaped around showcasing emerging artists that are, you know, out there working hard and trying to, but haven't really broken through into a top 40 or anything like that. So right. It's an amazing program. And where the CCMAs are coming to Halifax, my hometown, they started the Atlantic program, which is kind of like a spin-off of the regional Discovery.
Okay.
So it was amazing to be featured along with all 4 Canadian Atlantic provinces. They picked an artist or 2 from every province. So it was very nice that the CCMA took notice to the Atlantic provinces and showcase some of that emerging talent, including myself. So I can't say enough good about the program. It totally shaped and changed my outlook on country music and the industry and things like that. Where I haven't really gone across the border, I haven't really gotten too far across Canada at that point. So it was nice to have everybody kind of come to me and be able to ask them questions, like the industry and the movers and shakers of the business. So, and not only that, but the artists as well. I like getting feedback from the top selling artists, because those are the ones that went through, the part that I'm going through right now, which is, playing the bars, playing the clubs and festivals, and trying to do whatever you can to get your name out there, right?
Absolutely. Now, again, fans, you can head to tjkingmusic.com to check him out. How are you with social media, TJ?
Every day I'm on it.
Awesome. Okay, so fans can check you out on there as well. Do you have a preferred social media platform?
Well, I have Instagram as my main. I have Snapchat and Twitter. Everything is at TJ King Music.
Excellent. All right, fans, be sure to check that out. Now, TJ, I understand you have some exciting news for us. Can you tell us what that is?
Absolutely. So with the release of the album, a couple years ago, my last album was nominated for a Music Nova Scotia Award for Country Recording of the Year.
Wow.
And I'll send out a congratulations to Jimmy Rankin, who took that award home. And this year, we've just found out that we will be showcasing on the country stage at the East Coast Music Awards being held in Sydney, Nova Scotia from April 13th to 17th.
That is awesome. Congratulations. You must be so thrilled.
I'm pretty happy, and they're going to release the nominations at some point too, so you might see me in there too.
Excellent. Very, very cool. Well, congratulations on that. TJ, thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure this morning chatting with you, and we look forward to continuing to stay in touch and see where your career goes.
Well, we will stay in touch as well. Thank you very much.